Hello everyone. So, as the title suggests, I used Apple Maps on iOS 13 for a good couple of, at least a week, and well, it went how one might expect. I'm gonna start with the good things. First up, the animations in this app are so smooth. It actually cares about the smoothness of the animation. Now, that's not necessarily a good thing because some motions when you make turns and stuff are kind of not so fluid, and it might make more sense to be more accurate than more pretty. But I appreciate the effort by Apple to make it a very smooth, kind of chill, very California kind of feel to this app. I also love that it integrates really, really nicely with the actual operating system. Like, if you're in your car and it detects that you're driving and you put it to sleep mode, it'll actually wake itself up on the lock screen and give you the next set of instructions and then go back to sleep. I think stuff like that is really cool. I like the way that it continues to send notifications and everything while you're in other apps and everything. I think that's actually really nice. The only other app I've really seen do that is Google Maps, and it's basically handled with just notifications, which is alright. It's just obviously Google Maps can't integrate itself deeply into the operating system like Apple Maps can. That being said, those banners can be kind of annoying. Like, if I'm trying to do something and I'm parked and I'm trying to just take a moment to do something, it's go away, and it's make a turn. I'm go away, I'm sitting, I'm doing nothing, stop. And the downside of the screen lighting itself up is that you can't turn it off. If I want to navigate with just my watch, then I'm gonna have to be okay with the knowledge that my phone is just randomly turning on every time I make a turn in my purse. And speaking of the Apple Watch, the integration is kind of awesome, actually. I really love that it taps you differently to make different turns, but I wish that they had made it make a different sound for each turn. I think that's kind of weird. I also feel like the timing of it is kind of weird because it tells you a few seconds early when you're driving, but it doesn't make any difference when you're walking. So it'll tell you right turn up ahead, and I'm like, where? Any of the next 3 blocks? And this problem was exacerbated by the fact that I have the auto wake feature disabled because the watch is always on because I got a Series 5, so it's always lit up. I don't need to wake it up every time. The changing brightness was way worse for me than just having to tap it. But the navigation doesn't work when the watch isn't awake. So you can't see it on the lock screen, which makes sense because it doesn't update as quickly, but also for walking that doesn't actually matter. Another positive thing is that I really like how quickly it recalculates your route. So if you go and make a wrong turn or miss your turn, it's on it. It knows exactly where to go next. It gives you all the other options. It doesn't have to do recalculating, which means it's continuously recalculating in the background. I know how software works, but it's nice. It's a nice integration. One other nice thing that I really love is that calculating long trips went perfectly fine. Google kind of sits there for a minute thinking about it, which I think is okay, but not super great. And Waze kind of just finds exactly one route and doesn't give you any other options and takes forever and sometimes times out. But with Apple Maps, that was a really quick calculation. It gave me 3 options. I was good to go. Another of my major gripes with this app is that it has absolutely no awareness of the existence of HOV lanes, which for me, commuting in the morning and driving a car that's a clean pass vehicle, I can use the HOV lane and it makes a huge difference on my timing, but Apple Maps has no idea. Google Maps has the awareness, and so does Waze, and I'm Apple, you're missing out here. I also found the interface for I'm already going somewhere and I want to add another destination in the middle to be kind of wonky. It was weird. It was it couldn't decide if I was making a new destination or if I was still going to the original, or what does along my path mean and stuff like that. Waze and Google have no problem with this. I don't know what Apple's doing. I guess it's sort of a we're happy you can get there kind of thing. Another little annoyance I found was that there's no automatic start and stop. There's no I've entered this destination, can we go now? And that's usually when I'm on my phone navigating, I want to go immediately, and even just making that a toggleable option would be fine. But instead I have to be go now every single time. And compared with Waze, where it's integrated with my calendar and I open up Waze and it's oh, you're on your way here? Ready to go. Got your route, we're all set. It just doesn't compare. Which brings me to my next point. It had absolutely no awareness of my calendar. No matter what settings I messed with, I could not get my calendar to integrate with Apple Maps and have it be yes, your destination is here, and it's supposed to send you alerts like when it's time to leave the same way Waze does, and I just could not get that to work. And I'm a fairly advanced user. I feel like if I can't find it and like actually Googled it and looked it up and tried everything, like I feel like there's a lot of other people that are really missing out on a feature that Apple markets their stuff as being able to do, and it's like their whole thing is integration, and I'm like, I can't use this. And finally, the worst thing that kind of tipped the scales for me is that I said, along my way, I need a gas station, and it took me to a gas station that does not exist, which is really, really, really frustrating because I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the only thing that a map app should be able to do is give accurate information about, like, locations. And, like, it just took me out of my way to go to a gas station that does not exist. And like when I need gas and I'm like using my navigation for it, like that's not a good time to mess up and take me like 10 minutes off my route and like not even give me gas. So basically, most of the same problems that I have with Apple Maps, which are the reasons why I don't use it, still persist today, even with the latest and greatest version of it and their watch. And I don't understand how we've come so far with integration with Apple and their maps and everything. And like, I got to use their Street View in New York City, and honestly, it was gorgeous. Like, that's great. I love that. But I can't trust it. So yeah, I don't think I'll be switching to Apple Maps today. I never really expected it to like work, which I feel like is the larger problem here. I feel like they have a cultural problem more than a technical one, and they keep throwing features like Street View at it, and we're like, yes, but can you take me to a gas station? I need gas. I don't know. I just feel like Apple bit off more than they could chew, pardon the pun, with this one. And I'm like, this is not ready. This is not ready. Like, this still feels like it's in beta and it's been several years, and I don't understand, like, does it matter to you or not? Commit the resources or don't. I don't know. It's a pretty app, but it's not functional, and at the end of the day, when I'm driving, I kind of need to know that I'm going to get where I'm trying to go, be able to find places, add stuff to my route, and like, get there. Alright, so that is all for this video. I'll be back again next week with another video that I hope you will find interesting. Until then, stay curious.